Great afternoon. Happy and blessed Wednesday, everyone. I hope you all are doing great. For those who are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Catherine Barnett. I go by Cat Barnett, and this is the Cat Barnett Podcast, episode 52. And I also help women who struggle in their confidence, in their faith and fitness, develop, strategies and systems that they can gain clarity, direction, and purpose so that they can be fulfilled as they walk in their calling faithfully. And I hope you guys are just doing great. It is a brand new week and bear with me, y'all. This is now the second week twice that I'm taking accountability, that I have not promoted the podcast. And, you know, I want y'all to know like I'm human and life be lifing over here as well. So just bear with me and we'll get through it. We'll get back to it. But at least my job is to come on here each and every week consistently and just spread value. And I just hope you guys each and every week pick down what I put down. You're picking up what I'm putting down. And yeah, so on today's episode, I want to discuss something that actually has became, I believe, in the last few years, 2 3 years, has became more important in my life, um because it's something that I was diagnosed with, borderline, with a few years ago, and it runs in my family. And what I'm talking about is diabetes. And if you don't have it, you may know someone close to you that has it, or a friend, or just you at least know or have heard of diabetes. And for those who do not know what diabetes are, your girl loves to break down the definition of things. So, glucose, insulin, type 1, type 2, diabetes, what does it all mean? For the 1 to 10 Americans living with diabetes, it means managing blood sugar, glucose levels. So, whether you're just learning of a diabetes diagnosis or you've been living with diabetes for some time, careful diabetes management may make a world of difference. So, some of common symptoms of diabetes, because if you have the following of any of these symptoms, you should contact a doctor right away. And without medical intervention, a person with diabetes may suffer from damaged organs, lose consciousness, and even slip into a life threatening coma, also called diabetic ketoacidosis, which also stands for DKA. And so being able to act quickly may potentially save a person's life. So here's what to watch out for, that for a symptom, if you're experiencing it or you see somebody else experience it that may have diabetes. So feeling thirsty frequently or all the time, dry mouth, breath that smells like acetone, like nail polish remover, or a sign of ketones rising to unsafe levels in the blood, feeling hungry. Your body wants fuel. So I believe feeling hungry is normal, but if you're feeling hungry uh, frequently, that's not necessarily, um, I don't think, normal. So that could be a symptom of diabetes. Unintended weight loss, like your body starts burning fat and muscle. feeling sick to your stomach, abdominal pain, blurry vision, peeing more often, feeling tired, itchy skin, frequent infections, and then just cuts that take longer to heal. Like all that could be signs of diabetes. So, if you are a person that does have diabetes, um, you know, hearing and accepting your diagnosis can sometimes be difficult. Maybe you just felt off. Maybe you're excessively thirsty, really tired, but not sleeping well, drained of energy. Maybe your vision was suddenly blurry. Maybe you lost weight without trying. Whatever might have happened, um, or prompted you to seek medical attention, you likely were expecting to maybe hear, you likely weren't expecting to hear that you have diabetes. So, for many people, the world may shift around them as they process the news that they've been diagnosed with diabetes. I know my aunt, my mother's sister, has had diabetes since I feel like I've known her. So, over 30 years, she's had diabetes. And if you're diagnosed with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, your body either can't make the hormone insulin or doesn't use the hormone like it should. Insulin is important in giving your body energy from the foods you eat. So, without insulin, blood sugar may build up in your blood, making you sick. So, type 1 diabetes may occur at any age, but it happens most frequently during childhood and adolescence. Causes are unknown, but researchers think there may be a strong genetic link. Like I said, it runs in my family. My aunt has it. My mom is borderline. I'm a borderline diabetic. So sometimes it could be genetics. There is currently no cure for type 1 diabetes and autoimmune disease that occurs when the pancreas can't make insulin. So, type 2 diabetes is the more common type of diabetes. The pancreas still produces insulin, but the insulin may not work in the body like it should. And just let me know, if you're watching this live, if you can relate, put relate in the chat or put value. And you can always respond if you're catching the replay as well. But how is diabetes even diagnosed? So, the first step in diagnosing diabetes may be a blood test to help evaluate your current blood glucose level. Some doctors might also order a glucose tolerance test or a hemoglobin A1C test to confirm the diagnosis. So, following the diagnosis, your doctor may tell you that you need to monitor your blood glucose on a regular basis, that you may have to count carbs and track and balance what you eat and drink. And that's not a bad thing to even do if you don't even have diabetes. That's also something that I currently do and have been doing for a little over 4 months. And I just love tracking what I put in into my body. I love seeing how many carbs I'm putting into my body, how many fats, how many protein I'm eating. So that's something that I encourage everyone to at least do for a short while time, even if you don't have diabetes. But it's especially important to do if you have diabetes. And that, depending on your individual circumstances, you may also have to ramp up your physical activity level, right? Because I'll be going over with you guys a little bit of just how that, if you have diabetes, how exercising can control uh, diabetes as well. So, you know, after a diagnosis, you may feel a range of emotions, and that's normal. So I encourage you, if you have found out that you're diagnosed with diabetes or you just recently got diagnosed, I encourage you to take it day by day and giving yourself time to digest the information. It may be a learning curve, and some tips to help you cope, that you can lean on your healthcare team to help you create a program that meets your needs. Learn everything you can about your type of diabetes because knowledge is power. But I even want to take a step forward is act action and act is manage the disease and fears and challenges and concerns. So connecting with these resources may help so you don't feel alone. Ask friends and family to help you stay on track. Emotional support is very important, and you can still eat a range of delicious foods. You may just need to keep sugar, fat, and salt to a minimum. To help you control your portions, use the plate method. Fill half of your plate with non starchy veggies, a quarter with lean or perhaps talk to a mental health provider to help you stay in touch with your emotions. And if you smoke, I encourage you to quit, because smoking makes it harder to control your diabetes. Maintain your weight, like I'll go over, but make exercise fun. If it's a positive part of your routine, you're more likely to stick with it. I've talked about that, even just talking about your overall health and well being in other episodes. And go in for regular checkups as well. And so now let's talk about how to control diabetes with exercise, because when it comes to managing or delaying or preventing diabetes, exercise plays a very important role, sharing the spotlight with your diet. Because in a world where it may feel like there are many factors that you may have no control over, diet and exercise are two areas where you do have control, right? So we can't control everything in our lives, but diet and exercise are two things that you can have control of. And like you've heard me state on previous episodes, I don't necessarily personally like the word diet, but I like to say a healthy eating lifestyle, right? Healthy habits. Um, so, how does exercise affect blood sugar? Our muscles store blood sugar, which is glucose, like little gas tanks. So, when we exercise, our muscles use a lot of this energy, taking sugar from the bloodstream, which may in turn lower your blood sugar levels. So, exercise may also help our bodies insulin, or use insulin more efficiently. So, like the American Diabetes Association, when I was researching, recommends that adults get at least 30 minutes, which I've even stated this before. If you don't have 30 minutes, at least get 15, but at least 30 minutes of heart pumping activity 5 days per week. Um, I know a couple of my peers on here. Like Miss Sonia, she likes to do a walk and talk with Sonia. So what you can do is, you can listen to a podcast, this one while you go on a walk, or one of your favorite podcasts while you go on a walk around the block. Um, and children should at least, um, they said, be having 60 minutes or more uh, each day of exercise. So I thought that was interesting as well. And that's something that can help, prevent uh, with diabetes. And they also said that when I was doing my research, whether you have type 1, type 2 diabetes, pre diabetes, or no diabetes, exercise can do wonders for your body, your mind, and your soul. It may help you use insulin more efficiently, improve blood flow, sleep better, control blood sugar levels, tone muscles, lower blood pressure. I know that's a big one also that runs in my family, high blood pressure. Cholesterol as well runs in my family. So cut cholesterol, increase energy, boost your mood, prevent weight gain. So there's so many benefits of exercise that that I've stated before, but that can also help if you suffer with diabetes. Um, and then I'll just kind of, before we wrap it all up, uh, if you have diabetes, I also researched like when is the best time to exercise. So, in the same way that when you um what you eat can affect your blood sugar levels, when you exercise and what type of exercise you do may also make a difference in controlling diabetes. So, it's important to plan ahead so that how your body responds to activity. So, for optimal health benefits, research shows that the best time to exercise, particularly if you have type 2 diabetes, is 1 to 3 hours after dinner. So, I thought that was very interesting. So, take notes, please, to encourage anybody that you know that may have diabetes or yourself. Um, and also another thing that I researched, that what was the best type of exercise that is the best to do if you do have diabetes, and what I came up with when it comes to managing diabetes. Two types of exercises stand out. They stand out in the crowd. So one is aerobic exercises and strength training. And crazy that I did an episode over both of these, explaining what those are. So if you don't know what those are, please uh, go back and watch my episode. But I'll kind of just say a gist of what each is. So like aerobic exercise is where you don't have to spend hours in the gym to be more active. Uh, Aerobic exercise is more like walking, at a faster pace, like a brisk walk, cycling, jogging, running, playing tennis, hiking, swimming, dancing, playing sports, where you're actually, moving every part of your body. Whereas strength training, or like I talked about, what another name for it is called resistance exercise or weightlifting. That focuses it more on a specific muscle group that may help increase lean muscle mass and improve your body's ability to utilize insulin. So because I'm borderline a diabetic and I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. Also, if you don't know what that is, I explained it on a previous episode. Whereas basically, to just tie it up and just give you the really quick version is, mm, um, I was basically born with cysts on my ovaries, so that it's harder if I do ever want to have kids. It may be harder to have kids. Um, my periods are irregular. My hair on my body grows quicker. So it's very annoying. I get hairs on my chin, little mustaches that I constantly have to pluck and, you know, just basically shave and all that. So it's not always fun, but this is the stuff you go through when you are diagnosed with certain things. But it's nice to know what you have, so you know that you can take action on just living the healthiest that you can. So for me, um over the last few years and even more this year, I have just fell in love with strength training. Just something about lifting weights that just make me feel strong. And I mean, this helps with my PCOS and being a borderline diabetic. So just as part of, diabetes, and having a management plan, I encourage anyone who does have diabetes, shoot for resistance or strength training at least twice a week. And yes, I appreciate everybody that's watching, that is saying thank you for sharing, that you're having a lot of insight. And yeah, no problem, with I like to always say that this is a safe space. So we can be vulnerable here and on my podcast. So I just wanted to share that with y'all and help anybody who has any of these symptoms or are going through the same things, that just know you're not alone, and that uh, there's things out there to help you with. So before I wrap this all up, um, I want to encourage anyone who has diabetes, to check with your doctor. Talk to your doctor before starting any activity, because when you start working out, you may need to change your meals or medications. Start slow. If exercise isn't already part of your day, add it gradually. A good suggestion is, when I stated before, to start off with walking and then slowly increase your time spent getting in steps and work your way up. Um, and a big thing that I love, and I encourage anybody, if you don't have already, is to create a routine. I've talked about this before as well. Schedule your activity at the same time, so you know how your blood sugar is affected, because as human beings, we just are creatures of habit. If something works for you at a certain time, continue to do it. Don't break or don't fix what isn't broken. That's the saying. So continue to do things. I read somewhere, I think it was online, where they said boring is the new uh way. Boring is the new fun. Because when you do things that work for you at the same time every day, I mean, why would you stop if it's not hurting you, and if it's making you better and stronger and feeling good and great? Um, just saying. That's just my little rant. But it doesn't take long before any activity becomes a habit. So they say to form a habit, it takes 30 days. So if you do something every day, just small, for 30 days, it's going to get easier and just become important, just ingrained and in part of your routine. So exercise as part of your overall diabetes management plan may have just, immense benefits. Um, there are a few risks, but overall, safely exercise with diabetes. Um, is gonna be key and is gonna be the way. So whatever you choose to do, I just encourage you to get moving and try to find joy in movement and use this time to reconnect with yourself. And I truly believe that your long-term health is worth the investment, is worth the investment, and you're worth it. You're worth investing in yourself, and you're worth just becoming the best and healthiest version of yourself. So, with that being said, I hope you guys received value on this episode. I had a lot of fun just learning more about diabetes and hopefully teaching you guys to just learn more and take notes and just be aware and help people that have diabetes just become more healthier. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday and an even better week. And I'll see you guys right back here again next Wednesday. And as always, peace, love, and blessings. And God bless you all.